Hey everyone, I know you can't wait to see this video. I'm her ex-boyfriend, and today I'm here to tell you something. Crazy, right? The guy just started putting down Mog's character, and I think that ready to throw down? Mog quickly stopped him like, have you been drinking too much potato juice? Is this real? Is this really me? What's happened to you? Had too much potato juice and talking like this? Not wanting her ex to know she was drowning her sorrows, Mog decided she was done holding back. She boldly kissed what was called a loser, then looked at the guy like she was playing with fire. In her mind, she thought, what a lovely day. I need to escape this drama. Mog shyly leaned in and said, I have a small favor. Today's my sister's wedding. Can you be my boyfriend? She had already told her family she was bringing a boyfriend, but breaking up last night was just unbearable. If she showed up alone, she'd just be sitting there like a lonely planet, watching everyone else have a great time. Maybe at the wedding, when the band starts playing, she'd be running around like a headless chicken. I really don't want to face such a tragic fate. My family might think I've gone missing. Even though she painted a rather dramatic picture, Gray just said no. He had already agreed to meet his ex-girlfriend at 9. He and Mog hardly knew each other. No way would he sacrifice his own happiness for her. As he was upset, the doorbell rang again. Seeing her, he thought she had changed her mind. But when he saw who it was, his mood plummeted. As expected, Mog stepped aside to let him through, while he seriously started considering if any single ladies were around. Unable to resist, Gray decided to help her out without hindering his own plans. Although Mog's parents had never met her boyfriend, she would occasionally drop hints about him. So while they were getting ready, Mog helped Gray brush up on some emergency info just in case. Dressed in their best formal attire, the two hurried out the door. Before rushing off to the wedding, they were required to carry out a sneaky marriage mission, which was a special task left by the sister. Due to the unexpected breakup, she had completely forgotten to pick up the dress that morning. After parking their car, they arrived at the dress shop. To their great disappointment, they discovered that the lights were already off inside and there was a closed sign hanging on the door. Thus, guided by Mog, they had no choice but to make their way around to the rear of the bridal shop. Turns out, she planned to climb through the window, but Mog ignored all warnings and climbed up on the trash can. What a daredevil. Gray reluctantly stepped up, unable to argue with her. At that moment, their relationship began to shift quite a bit. Mog served as a footstool, aiding Gray into the store. She shouted her sister's name outside and ran to the front door. A little while later, mission accomplished. Mog was excitedly heading to the car when Gray suddenly had a thought. She left some cash at the door to cover the window they broke. With that condition met, they headed straight to the venue. But as they buckled their seatbelts and got ready to hit the road, the car wouldn't start. How awkward. Realizing they were in trouble, they had no choice but to give up. Who knew if it was because of their remote location? There literally wasn't a car in sight. At their walking pace, there was no hope of making it in time for the wedding. Mog could only pin her hopes on the next corner, praying for a car to pass by. To kill time, they started sharing their embarrassing. As time dragged on and they passed one silent corner after another, Mog began to lose hope. Just as she was about to give up, suddenly a vintage carriage appeared. She dashed toward it without a second thought, while Gray scrambled to pick up her fallen belongings. Thankfully, the carriage wasn't going fast, and she caught up in no time. The old man listened to Mog's story and warmly invited them to hop in. Sitting together, they looked just like a couple. As Mog and Gray peppered him with questions, the old man couldn't stop sharing his romance tale. The two were so enchanted that they didn't even realize they had arrived at their destination. As they stepped out, Mog said, "Girl, you can't show up to a wedding in that hideous outfit." She gave her jacket to Mog, who then gave his own to the old man. As they parted, the old man reminded her, "Gray is a sweet candy you should hold on to tightly." Watching them leave, Gray suddenly remembered something. He gave the gatekeeper some cash to settle the Marg found the whole scene funny and intriguing, but deep down, she felt something stirring in her heart. Riding in the carriage, they soon reached the wedding hotel, and along the way, Marg kept reiterating the dos and don'ts to Gray. If you see relatives, just keep walking. Don't stop for anything. Finally, they didn't delay the ceremony, and Marg sighed deeply. That weight on her heart was finally lifted. But just then, an unexpected little twist happened, and everyone was confused, totally in the dark about what was going on. Only Marg figured it out quickly and stopped her cousin before she made a scene. Turns out, she had called her cousin post-breakup and blamed everything on Chip. After clarifying that they had just had a small squabble, the misunderstanding was resolved. Others, unaware, began to cheer as Marg's mom and friends eyed fake Chip Gray.